I think the fact that it's the focal point of conversations at this stage of the game when we're about to kick off the 99th season for the NFL is very telling. I think it's quite remarkable that Colin Kaepernick has remained such a prominent leader in the sports landscape, really, despite the fact that he hasn't played it down since the 2016 season. So I think that's something that Nike definitely recognized and thought that that would be important to have to be a part of this ad campaign. And so here we are.
How are you advising your clients to deal with the anthem issue?
You know, I've asked my clients just to take an individual approach. I don't want to dictate how they view the topic or the issue. I'm all about them expressing themselves as they see fit, so long as they understand that there are potential repercussions, and if they're willing to potentially put themselves in a situation where there's a fine or something like that, then that's their decision.
Do you think Nike's stand that it's taking is going to lead to more advocacy among NFL players this season?
I think it will lead to more work off the field. I think the players want to be engaged and actually not just identify the issue, but be a part of the solution and help to implement programs and advocacy that help to change the criminal justice system and help change the racial injustices that have been taking place in the country.
But does that mean fewer knees being taken, more fists being raised, something else, a different way to express it?
I think time will tell on that one, but I think that the fan base and the players will hopefully not be paying attention so much to the protests going on, but what's actually being done to implement change.
Our colleague Jim Cramer this morning predicted ratings up this season. Would you go along with that?
I concur.
Why?
I think that the narrative that there's been a dip in ratings is actually not the case at all.
You don't think ratings have come down?
Well, they have, but if you look at TV ratings in general, last year, TV networks, their ratings dropped 16%. The NFL dropped 9%. So comparatively speaking, the NFL is doing pretty well compared to TV in general. I also think those ratings are skewed because they don't take into account the new ways that fans are engaging and consuming the product. Fans more and more are watching games on live streams, watching highlights on social media, or maybe on NFL Network, the Red Zone, or just going to bars and groups and watching games. So those numbers don't accurately reflect the true viewership of the fan base.
One of the game's best players, Le'Veon Bell, the Steelers, apparently not going to be playing. What do you make of that decision on his part to not start the season playing for his team?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a very difficult decision for any player to make. As an outsider, I'm not privy to the details of those contract negotiations, but I would imagine that was a difficult decision for him to make. But for a player that's playing under the franchise tag, it's really the only leverage he has at this point to try and get the long-term deal that he's looking for.
To hold out.
Speaking of deals, what about your client, Des Bryant, free agent? When are we going to see him on the field?
So, I said this in April, and I'll reiterate it again. Des is, his primary focus is taking the time to make sure that the fit is the best fit for him, that everything aligns. Timing isn't the key component for him. It's, again, making sure the financial aspect is right, but also that the team that he goes to, he likes the culture of the team, the vision of the team, and the role they see him play. He was on the show Hard Knocks, and I think his energy was, contagious. He's one of the most dominant players on and off the field. So I can promise you this, no matter where he goes, it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
And it's going to be well worth the wait.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking is that all the talk of taking a knee and Kaepernick and Nike has sort of buried old controversies like the clock and the referee calling and even injuries to some degree. Do you think those have settled into the background, or are we going to hear more about that again?
I think we'll hear more about it again, especially because of the rule changes. Player safety is a key concern for players, for agents, for the league, and as it should be, and that should come to the forefront again.